Hello everybody and welcome to the very first episode of A Round of Games featuring Darrian and Sam. I'm Sam.
I'm Darrian.
And this is our bi-weekly podcast.
Yes.
Where we're going to chat about games and films and comics and kind of whatever else that we're into, and none of the stuff that we're not.
Yep.
So the usual structure of this is how it's going to go is we're just going to sort of rap for a bit, probably don't really want to put a time frame on it, but so it's going to start with that, maybe go into some news if we're going to talk about anything interesting or important, I suppose, has happened,
right.
And then we're going to finish with some fun stuff, so look forward to that, I guess, at the end.
Always look forward for the fun stuff.
Yeah. So I suppose we better sort of chat about what games we've been playing over the past couple of weeks.
Yep.
I guess more recent time frame. We're going to talk about, because this goes up every 2 weeks. We'll go back the last two now and then sort of chat about what's happened there. So a couple of big game releases have happened since, within the past 2 weeks. Today being Tuesday, the 6th of February.
We'll get that, but
Man,
yeah, the 6th.
Just before we started, I had to look at the date and I forgot about it. Shadow of the Colossus is out today in America, out tomorrow over here. Amazon should have posted my copy by now. So I'm looking forward to that. I still don't know whether to buy it on the American store just so I can play it on Tuesday. But then I'd also have a digital, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cheap, so I might get it then as well. God, it's getting really good reviews.
Having
People
not
really
played the original.
That's the version you're going to play. You're going to play the PS4 version.
Yes.
We're going to go through Ico, Shadow of the Colossus and Last Guardian, which reminds me we need to play Ico.
Yep.
Soon. But yeah, so people are really enjoying that.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. So anyway, video games or whatever, I guess, that you've been up to. What have you been up to, though?
Alright, so just to give a brief update, because I mentioned last week, well, not last week, the week before, sorry, how I'm kind of ploughing through Mario, still doing that grind, getting the moons. I've 100%ed everything now up until the dark side of the moon. So
okay, spoilers. Spoilers, but it's fine, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. And I got there and I got a nice surprise at the game there's been a few rough parts, but the game hasn't been difficult. Okay. And then you get there and they're just alright, it's Nintendo time, and they upped the difficulty a lot, and so I'm working my way through that. The only one thing I'll say I'm a little bit gutted at is when you get there, a lot of the moons you'll find are the picture ones, the paintings.
Oh, okay.
They're scattered throughout there.
Huh.
And I haven't found any of them yet, but I've got a good idea of a few of them. But I'm not too fond of those moons.
No?
They take a lot of time to...
Is it because of that one that we found that it took forever to figure out, or...?
There's been a few that have taken longer than they maybe should have.
I enjoyed those more than the race ones or the ones where you have to walk around in a shape.
The shape.
Where the arrows disappear.
Yeah.
I like the puzzle ones more, I think.
I love the idea of it. I think they're really cool and they really do make you think as well.
Yeah.
But some of them have been obscure and a little bit frustrating.
Okay.
But I don't know. We'll see maybe in the next few weeks how I get off on them.
How many moons are you up to now?
I'm about 850, 860, and I've yet to buy any.
That's super close to the end then.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, really close. So
cool.
Hopefully by the next time I speak to you guys about it, it'll be done.
How many of those have you used a guide on?
You mean the picture moons?
No, I mean just any of the moons.
Oh, moons in general. Maybe
percentage?
No, 10, 20 total.
Okay. That's quite a lot.
Throughout the...
That's a few hundred.
What?
I mean, you got 800 and something moons.
Yeah.
20% is like...
No, sorry.
fifth of
I
that.
meant 10 or 20 moons, not percent.
Right. Alright.
I got so confused then. So it's not been too bad. A lot of them are fairly obvious. So,
Yeah.
But there's been some really cool ones. I've been like, wow, that's clever.
Yeah. Alright, cool.
So yeah, that's the update on Mario Progress. And then from that, the big release that happened. Actually, before I talk about that, I've been watching more Dragon Ball Super.
Oh, okay, so it does tie in.
Yeah, it does tie in.
Why Super?
Why is it called Super?
No, why are you watching
Why Super?
that, as opposed to like Kai or something?
So I watched all of Dragon Ball Kai
Okay.
a few years ago, and then Super's like, it's still ongoing now.
So if Kai is the retelling of Z, does this take place after that then?
Super follows on. It was like 10 years after Z had finished as well. Like nobody ever thought that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then they were like, yeah, Super's a thing. And they came out with 2 movies, Battle of the Gods and Resurrection F. Don't quote me on that. I think those...
You could be making those up, I don't know.
Yeah, I think those were the titles. And then they came out with those 2 films in cinema. They got really like well received, and then they're just like, okay, yeah, by the way, we're bringing out a brand new series, Super. It's a follow on from Z. They retell the films in it.
Okay.
They're pretty similar, but they're different enough to be I was okay with it.
Yeah.
And then it's just carried on since, and I'm at about 100 episodes in now.
Yeah.
And I'm really enjoying it. I got to like 80 before, and then I watched a lot of it, binged a lot of it, and then I stopped for a little while, and then now with the release of Fighterz, I picked it up again, and I'm really enjoying it.
Okay, does Fighterz have anything like to do with Super in it, like whether it's a story or characters or something like
Characters, yes.
Okay.
Definitely. I'd say a third of the cast are with Super.
Oh, okay.
A third might be a bit of a stretch, actually. But there's definitely a good few characters in it.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to have to watch that, is it? At some point, maybe?
Yeah.
Because I might get those Blu-rays from Amazon for Kai.
For Kai, yeah.
Yeah. Like, there's a decent amount of episodes per volume, so get those one at a time then.
To anybody listening as well or watching, I highly recommend Kai if you haven't seen Dragon Ball before, or if you have seen Dragon Ball and you want to watch it again, because it just follows Dragon Ball Z. It's the same thing, it's just without the filler, really.
Does Super do that? Does it skip like the bullshit that's...
Surprisingly, we're on 100 episodes, and I'd say about 5 to 10 total have been filler.
Okay.
It's just been like arc, maybe 1 or 2 filler, then next arc starts. So it's been really good with that, thankfully. Is
it stuff you can skip anyway?
Yeah, you could skip it. Yeah.
Okay.
That seems fair enough. And speaking of Dragon Ball Kai, Dragon Ball Kai is actually very, very hard to watch legally in the UK if you want to watch it dubbed or subbed.
Or just buy the Blu-rays?
Yeah, without, I mean, just like from any anime streaming service or anything.
Okay.
It's really hard to watch because Crunchyroll doesn't have it. Funimation have the rights to it, but we don't have it in the UK. It's not available for us. I think it's because even though Funimation own the rights to it, again, don't quote me on this, I want to say Nickelodeon actually has the rights to it at the minute.
That's weird.
Yeah, and from a little bit of research, I found out that the kids version of like Kai, they've like dumbed it down slightly to make it even like less violent, have it on like Nickelodeon and stuff. So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
But
okay, so yeah, Dragon Ball Fighterz.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Fighterz.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool.
It's cool. Have you played any story?
I still haven't. I've spent.
Okay. Is it with someone practice or local or? What? I assume you haven't gone online yet.
I played one ranked game online.
Who won?
The other guy.
Oh, weird.
Trashed me. And the sad part was the way he beat me frustrated me, because like he just used a lot of super attacks, and I realised, I don't quite know how to guard against these properly yet. So I just got absolute trashed. But I spent a lot of time on training mode because like I've been I kind of went in depth and in deep talking with one of my good friends, and like we've been looking at like combos and like loads of other things, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a cool game.
You've been playing it with the fight stick?
Yes,
yeah, it works really well on a controller. That's what I've been using, and it seems like totally fine.
So I've never used a fight stick before until this.
No.
I decided this game was going to be my like transition over to using it.
Yeah.
I've noticed my movement isn't great. I like just moving with the stick is. I just need to get used to it, and it's practice.
Yeah.
The buttons I'm more used to now. In fact, it feels natural having like the layout of the buttons.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense.
So yeah, I've really been enjoying it. It's a feel good game.
Yeah, it's so easy to pull off stuff that looks super cool.
Yes, exactly.
Which I thought was great. Like, you press a couple of buttons and then you're like blasting holes in mountains and shit, and it's like really cool looking.
The game is like, they've done a really good job for like the people who, I think I mentioned this previously from the beta, but the people who really want to like go in depth and like learn really long combo strings and like tie in stuff and feel really cool, they cater to that. Like, there's a lot you can do, and I've learned some of it, and it's really cool and it's rewarding, fun to pull off. But then even just a casual aspect of it, it's really easy to play.
Yeah.
It's like they're called auto combos, so like you can like mash on like square if you play on like PS4, for example.
Square seems really good.
Yeah.
Light attack.
Yeah, light attack. And it does this awesome combo, and like you dash to them then in midair, and like it's really cool.
I don't know what it's like playing against an actual person, because I've only done like AI.
Right.
And like I did a couple of practice matches, and like I did okay, but then I realised that the AI wasn't doing anything. They were set to just stand there. Right, so I changed them, and then they were like doing some kind of crazy combos on me until I got into like a rhythm of dodging some of their attacks and like hitting back from them. But I assume doing some of the like auto combos and stuff, a human person would be able to break out of that easier than an AI where they just like let you hit them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when you manage to get off like an entire combo and then sort of string it into something else, like doing that vanishing thing like right behind them and then kicking them over the other side of the screen and then blasting them with like multiple projectiles, it seems really cool, and it looks really nice too. It
really is. And like, you know, the super attacks and they're called meteor attacks, which are just like the 3-bar ones.
Yeah.
They're all animated.
They're the ones
so
that have the
well.
destructive finishes, isn't they?
Yeah, they're animated so well. There's so much fan service going on as well. To like, obviously, like if you're a big fan of like the anime and stuff, you'll notice so many things they've done, and like, it's really cool. It's great.
Yeah, I did the tutorial in it to do all of those. I got that trophy.
The tutorial's really good as well.
It's not bad, actually. I think I might go through like the entire tutorial structure like a couple of times every or like every few days, just to like sort of wrap my head around the systems in the game and sort of, like get used to it that way, and then continue on with like the practice matches.
Right. Yeah. So I've just remembered I spent a lot of time in like training mode. Yeah. There's also I've only done a few characters this way, but there's also in practice mode there's something called a combo challenge.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
And they are really cool. They're really cool. They taught me a lot about the game, actually, just because you jump in, like you pick any character you want, and then they give you like 10 combo challenges, right? And you just have to do them one by one. But it teaches you very fast that, like, in any kind of fighting game, pressing the buttons isn't actually the hard part, you know? It's just finding out when you need to press the next one.
Okay.
And I've learned a lot from that, and I've realised, I can actually do these combos with like quite a bit of practice. It's not pressing the buttons in order or fast. That's muscle memory.
Yeah.
You just build it up and you just do it. It's the actual learning, okay, after I've hit them with that, maybe wait like half a second and then press the next one, instead of just mashing and hoping it works out.
Yeah.
So it teaches you a lot about timings and like how to press it, which is really cool. I'm really enjoying it.
Oh, cool. So you're going to tackle the story mode probably before the next podcast, just so we can
talk
about that. I might
definitely
have to dive into that and do it.
Yeah.
Just to see, and then we'll maybe play some together. Like,
one complaint I will have on it, but again, it's not like a complaint. This early days. My good friend Kiki, who you may know, Sam, we tried to play online together the other day, and we couldn't.
Oh, is the server still being weird?
Super weird. We tried.
It took me a couple of times to connect. I got disconnected from the lobby and it kicked me back out to the main menu.
I've had that
which
a
was
few
kind
times.
of annoying because all it should just be is a menu. It's like
a lot of people have complained about. They love everything about the game, but then when you're outside of the actual fights, they don't like. People don't really like the lobby area. Because it, like as you said, you get kicked out all the time. It happens quite frequently. And also, like, to play a match with a friend, you can do it one or two ways. You have to be in the same server, which is real weird.
Okay.
And
why would you not pick, like, Europe, though?
Oh, no, but, like, you got Europe, then UK, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got, like, 40 UK servers.
Oh, that sucks.
And, like, half of them are always full as well, which is quite frustrating.
Yeah, or, like, nearly full, but then when you go onto it, it's full.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's like when you first boot up the game and log in, you get auto-joined into a server. You don't, like, pick one. You just pick UK or Europe and then whatever you're in.
Okay.
But if you get kicked, then you get the list. And you can pick. It's really finicky and weird. It
would take you ages to get into the same server, though. That doesn't make sense.
Well, if you scroll down to the bottom, there's like 10 or like 12 servers which don't have too many people in.
Okay.
So we did that. We joined the same server, saw each other in the lobby. It was like, okay, cool, this is going to be nice and easy. And you set up like a ring match.
Yeah.
And that doesn't work. They have addressed this, at least the Twitter have.
Oh, okay.
They've addressed it. They've said ring matches aren't working properly. We'll try and get this fixed. As far as I know, they still don't work right.
Yeah.
So we tried that and that didn't work. And then on the actual server, because this is the whole point of having servers, there's like a ring in the middle you may have seen.
Oh, well, yeah.
And it's called an arena match, and like anyone in the server can join it. Well, it was only me and Kieran there, so we joined it, and we were there for like 10-15 minutes waiting for a match to start, and nothing. So, not too... Local, obviously, fine. Ranked and casual matches online, as far as I know, are fine. But playing with friends, I don't know yet. Hopefully they'll fix it soon.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I've had a great time with it.
That's cool. Game of the year so far, is it?
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's gonna, for me,
you haven't played anything else this year, but
yeah, true. I think for me it's gonna stay up there for a very long while as well.
There's some stuff. There's some cool things coming out this year, possibly.
True.
We'll see how that goes. Anything else you've been playing other than the Dragon Balls?
Not
and Mario.
Really. I logged into Overwatch. Got because they've updated the new cosmetic release.
Oh, right.
I got the Cat Diva skin. Logged back out. Didn't play it.
Cool. That Chinese New Year event should start soon.
Yeah, that's next week actually.
I think this week.
Yeah.
Today.
Oh, maybe a few days. Sometime soon.
Yeah, something like that.
So I might jump on again for that. But yeah. So what about you, Sam? What have you been doing?
Okay, so I checked out Dragon Ball for a little bit. We've talked our piece on that. That's fine. I finished Assassin's Creed Origins. I'm happy with how that story wrapped up. It totally sort of it went Assassin's Creed at the end.
Okay.
I don't think they ever used the word assassins in it at all, but it was like worthy of the name Origins. They start the Brotherhood, like. So that's cool. The Out of Animus stuff at the end is neat. A character shows up in it, like without spoiling it, that you know from the other games, and that was cool. Don't really want to say too much else about that. But yeah, well, I suppose we're going through them. It's just taking a while.
Yeah,
there's a lot of those games. We need to finish Assassin's Creed 1.
There are a lot.
But I thought, well, I've got this like sort of backlog of podcasts and stuff that I need to catch up on.
Right.
And it wouldn't feel right if I wasn't playing an Assassin's Creed game, so I started up Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Okay.
So I'm a few hours into that again now on PS4. I remember at the time, like when it launched back in 2010, playing that game and thinking, man, Rome is huge.
Right.
But now looking at it, it's like, man, Rome kind of looks low polygon and it's like the size of one of the cities in Origins. And it's sort of a bummer, but I recognise a lot of the big, like the Colosseum and stuff in Rome. So I've been playing that, basically skipping cutscenes, and it's nice to go through the earlier parts of that game that I'd definitely forgotten about. And then remembering that you hadn't played that one yet at all.
Yes.
And it made me more excited for like being able to see you go through that stuff. But yeah, that's a cool game, I think. Ezio's middle chapter, often regarded to as one of the best of the Assassin's games. So yeah, other than that, I've been messing around on Kingdom Hearts 2 a little bit still. I've been making my way through those on PS4 to try and get up to the point for when Kingdom Hearts 3 inevitably comes out this year. Later, not getting delayed or anything like that.
As far as we know.
Yeah. So 2 is where I'm at at that point after not finishing Chain of Memories because it's not a great experience. And I've got like a ton of stuff after that I haven't played like the remasters of, so I'm looking forward to going into those. But yeah, man, that game's cool. It holds up really nice on PS4 with like the super smooth 60 frames, and playing it on a Pro in 4K, it looks real nice.
So
yeah, I've been messing around with that as well. Nothing in terms of like Switch or on the Xbox. Oh, well, I suppose I did play the Sea of Thieves beta. That did start. Which I did talk about before briefly, but I played it with Sean co-op. He came down and played it on the Xbox. I played it on PC. It seemed to work okay there. And remember when I said like I enjoyed the single player, but I didn't know how it was going to be when it was playing a co-op?
Yeah.
Man, that is a game that you definitely need to play co-op.
Yeah.
There was only 2 of us. Of the 4 is the maximum. But 2 people with one person steering and then the other person doing basically everything else, like raising the sails, sorting the anchor out, manning cannons, because we did come across people who were dicks to us, as well as one guy who wasn't. It's like we were looking at the map and then we looked up and Sean was like, oh, there's a guy on our ship, and he was just standing there and we looked up and he was waving at us. So we kind of like bowed for him for a bit, and then he kind of walked around our ship looking at stuff, and then we put a marker on the map of like where we were going to go, because we had to like the only quests you can do is go to these places and find these treasure chests. And this guy sort of like jumped onto his own ship, went onto that little like the wooden bit, the very edge of the ship, and was looking at us like pull away, and then we looked at him and then he kind of like bowed to us as we were going off, and we sailed away, and it was super cool. It was like nice finding a person who wasn't an asshole to us.
Yeah, no, that's kind of cool.
So like I don't know how often in the full game you're going to come across people like that. It was quite nice for it to be so random, or like so few encounters like that. But man, yeah, it was really cool. But yeah, that game's on that Game Pass thing, which we'll talk about later. So I'm probably like gonna play that when it comes out, preferably in co-op with hopefully 4 people.
Yes.
That comes out in like the end of March or something, so we've got a little while yet. And it's definitely not a game that you need to sit down for hours with. It's probably a jump in for a little bit type game, and then jump out. Didn't look like there was anything in terms of like upgrading your ship, and like upgrading all of your equipment just seemed to be cosmetic. Like instead of having like raggedy shitty clothes, it looked like you had nicer clothes, but it didn't do anything. The same goes for your like weapons and other stuff like that. Like it didn't seem to give you any like buffs or anything like that. So yeah, that's cool. So we're doing that, but I think that kind of covers it in terms of games. I watched Kingsman last night.
Oh,
the first one.
Was that the first time seeing it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So we're watching 4K HDR, and that looked kind of cool.
Yeah.
What a weird, dumb film that is.
Yeah.
When did you watch it?
a good few months ago.
Yeah?
But within the last year.
Okay, Sam Jackson plays a really good villain.
Yes.
In it.
It's a good film. So, the one question, I'm glad you brought this up now, I needed to ask about.
Okay.
That church scene.
Yeah, so that was the one that my mum watched it ages ago, and she said that there was a scene in it that was like the Daredevil scene, where it's just like one long continuous thing.
Yeah.
Now in this, they shot it over like a couple of days, and you can tell when someone like runs in front of the camera is when it like obviously cuts, and it did cut back and forth between a couple of other things as well, but they were super long parts of it, and it was like super violent and super insane, and I think they pulled it off really well.
It was such a good scene.
Like there were a couple of points like that, like the fight scene in the bar as well.
Yeah.
It's where they do crazy stuff with the camera and like motion in that. I thought was really cool. So we got the second one to watch, and I think there's a third one either this year or next year or something that's in the works. Yeah, it's cool. I super love those Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes films, and both of those were great, and like I'm constantly holding out hope for a sequel.
Yeah.
Like a third one, just like Tron. But like this seems kind of like a nice modern day take on that. It felt very much like those other films, like those Sherlock films. Did you watch Sherlock?
The Robert Downey? Yeah, both of them. Yeah, they're great.
It reminded me of those, but way more British, way more sweary.
It's bizarre.
And, not gory, but like there were some graphic bits in it.
Oh yeah, I mean
it didn't linger on it too much, so that was cool.
When I got it recommended to me, and I had no idea what I was in for. I just watched it, and it's a good film. I still haven't seen the second one myself.
Yeah, I know. So we might have to get you over and we'll watch all that. Because we had some blueberry and lime Copperbergs in the fridge that my dad bought last week.
Okay.
So I was on my way back from work, and I text Dan. I was like, "You want to get those drinks out of the fridge and then watch a film later?" I was going to watch Valerian, but that's like quite a long film, and I thought, let's watch this instead.
Okay.
So we watched that, and that was real cool. So yeah, I enjoyed that.
Glad you watched it.
Yeah. I don't watch films that often, but it was nice to tick one off the list.
Yeah.
I have a giant backlog of films I need to see. That's like the TV, but they're harder to get through. Like TV is up more often, but there's a lot of films, and they're like a commitment because they're like 90 to 200 minutes or so.
Yeah.
As opposed to 20 or 40.
It's like with most TV, it's like 20, 40 minutes or an hour, right?
Yeah, if you're like watching a BBC thing.
You can watch one, and then if you feel okay, you can watch another. Whereas with a film, it's like when it's on, you don't want to like stop a film and watch it the next day. It's one sitting, right?
Yeah. Then again, over the past week, we've watched like 9 or 10 episodes of Agents of Shield.
Okay.
So I mean, we sat down and was like, "Yo, you want to watch Agents of Shield?" And then we watched like 6 or 7 in a row.
Wow.
And then we finished last season 4. Season 5 is on now. So we finished up that, and that was cool. That was a cool ending. It was weird. It was like, it felt like it was dragging on. I'm trying not to spoil it for you.
Yeah.
It was stuff that was super interesting, but it like dragged on for a lot of episodes.
Okay.
So I kind of wanted to get it over with, but it wasn't like boring.
Okay. Yeah.
But now, like, the stinger at the end of that series is real cool. But like all the other DC stuff, it didn't leave on a cliffhanger, so I'm okay with like not starting up the next lot of episodes yet.
Right. Okay.
So I can catch up on other things first. But yeah, you should watch Shield. There's some cool stuff in there. But hey, I've still got like Daredevil season 1 to watch, and Jessica Jones to finish, and
there's a lot of TV.
Jessica Jones season 2 starts in a couple of weeks.
Does it?
Yeah.
I didn't finish
Luke Cage season 2 is this year too, and Punisher.
I didn't finish Punisher. Yeah.
Punisher.
Let's try that again. I didn't finish Punisher.
No?
No,
a guy at work who's not into Marvel stuff super enjoyed The Punisher. Which is weird.
I did enjoy it. I watched I don't know. I watched 4 episodes of it, and I was enjoying it. It's the one Marvel series I didn't finish. I don't know why.
Huh.
I'm sure I'll like watch it again and be like, okay, yeah, it was a weird thing.
Yeah.
And I'll enjoy it.
I made notes on my phone of like what order to watch stuff in, and like be like Daredevil's at the top this first season of it, and I need to like we got quite a few before we even get to like was it the Defenders, or Punisher, or anything like that. There's a lot of stuff to catch up on. It sucks because finding time is really hard, especially when you have like a backlog of like 1 million games and
games, TV, films, comics.
Yeah, I've been reading Civil War.
Oh, you're at
the first Civil War.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of I've got like a big reading order of like what ones to read and what ones cross over into it. I'd say I'm about a third of the way through, or closer to halfway, maybe. I'll try and figure out how many is in there total, but yeah, it's weird because I've read stuff after it and now I'm reading this, so I know what happens, but I mean it's all stuff from 2006 and 7. But I read stuff from like 13 to 14. But yeah, like I don't know, talking about comics is super weird because they're like all over the place, and I've only been reading Marvel and I haven't touched like any DC stuff in a very long time. I've read a bunch of Flash ones ages ago, but like I haven't managed to keep on top of that. I need to finish Fables as well. They're really cool, which was kind of the reason I got into comics as well, because of Telltale, series. Which we need to play Wolf Among Us. But anyway, yeah, like that's kind of it for like what I've been playing.
One last thing I do want to mention, because I completely forgot about it, is I did try Monster Hunter.
Oh, the beta.
I did get around to it.
Okay. Right. The full game is out now, so
yeah. I don't have too much to say about it.
Yeah.
I've never played a Monster Hunter game before.
No, okay.
I played it with a couple of friends who are addicted to Monster Hunter, so they were really enthusiastic about it, so I finally got round to it. I jumped in. Oh boy, if you haven't played a Monster Hunter game before, it's really good at like easing you into it.
Yeah.
But because it was just a beta and it was just a few random hunts, I felt very out of touch with it. It's cool. The world is nice.
Yeah,
I like the world.
That skybox looks real cool.
Yeah, running around that was real nice, and the environments. I tried.
You get to create your character.
Yeah, but I mean, you get to pick like 4 faces and. Like,
what does your cat look like though? That's the important question.
Grey, I think.
All right.
Yeah. Well,
there wasn't that much option, was there?
No.
Huh. All right.
There's a lot more option in the full game, but in the beta there's like 4 hairstyles and stuff.
I can't imagine the beta's that different from the full game in terms of like technicalities.
Yeah. So I tried out a bow and arrow just because I was apparently like super easy to like try out stuff with.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of neat. It's kind of cool having just like your standard aim and shoot, and then like you've got other like buttons that do some nice attacks. Didn't feel like I was doing much. I don't know. I didn't get a great feel for it. Then I tried out a weapon which felt really cool. It was like a spear, but it's hard to explain. It was like it was a spear, but it had feathers on the end. But like the way you would use it is you like jab it into the ground and like fling yourself upwards, and then dash in the air, and then jab again and spring off, so you keep spring and flying through the air.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Right.
I had a lot of fun doing that. So I enjoyed it. I don't actually own it. I didn't pick it up. I don't know if I'm going to. I don't think it's
not a game that I want to invest the time into. Not because like I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's because I don't think it's like for me. It's like me buying Tekken or Street Fighter or something. Like, I just don't think I want to invest the time into it. Okay. And it's big, it's deep, it's like there's a lot of stuff to learn. And
yeah, I think
I don't think I'd be into it. That's my problem.
An opinion that one of my friends have that I'd like to bring up is because he bought Monster Hunter and Dissidia.
Okay.
He bought them both, and he loved both of the betas.
Mm.
He hasn't touched Dissidia.
Okay.
He's
been on Monster Hunter, is it, or?
That, and also he found Dissidia to be very stale very fast.
Oh, okay.
Just that it's like when you've got those two games that come out at the same time, and like, yeah, Monster Hunter's hunting monsters, but there's so much to it, and then you have a game like Dissidia where it's very... And he said there's no trophies.
What?
Apparently there's no trophies in Dissidia.
I'll have to check, 'cause that doesn't sound right.
I don't think so either, but he was very sure there were no trophies.
Huh.
So we'll definitely confirm that ourselves,
Okay.
but...
Well, like Dragon Ball and Monster Hunter coming out the same day. Dragon Ball sold like 2 million units or so,
Yeah.
or it was like last week, and I think Monster Hunter did like over 1 million now. I don't know what sales numbers of Dissidia have been, but
Right.
that launching a week after those two games is probably not the best thing for it.
Yeah.
Considering how well they've been received. Yeah, I don't know. Like, Dissidia was out at a super weird time. I think it's just unfortunate timing, really.
Yeah, I agree.
I have the full game. I haven't played it yet. I decided to boot up Dragon Ball instead, and that was probably the better decision.
Okay. Yeah.
I played that on like a work night, so but messing around with that for like a couple of hours was real nice before going to bed and then getting depressed. But yeah, like, I don't know, that's yeah, I'll have to check out Dissidia and just see how it is.
Okay.
I bought some amiibo from Japan.
You did, and they're really cool.
I bought the Monster Hunter ones, all 3 of them. Did you see that you can take the Vider off?
I didn't. They're real cool. Oh, wow.
Because you got the little monster. They're the Monster Hunter ones, which work with not Dragon Quest, Monster Hunter Stories. That like Pokemon type Monster Hunter game.
Right.
But like you can sort of take the Viders off and then put them on to the different monsters.
These are they look really good.
They look really good too.
Yeah.
They were on sale from PlayAsia for like basically a £5 each.
Jesus.
And my weird like amiibo collector
craze
issue made me buy 2 of them.
Yep.
So yeah, I got those. Trying to think of other purchases and stuff that I've done. I'm looking at Valkyria Revolution up there.
You'll get to it,
Yeah.
and then we'll talk about how.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did play. I was listening to a podcast and I booted up Valkyria Chronicles. Did a couple of skirmishes on that. That game's awesome. But I can't remember if I bought that and Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 in the time since the last. But I think I did it before, but we didn't talk about it. But yeah, like I haven't bought anything else that I'm waiting on. But yeah, so we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back, talk about some news real briefly, and then do some fun stuff at the end. And I need to go get a drink.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'm also going to do some Googling and find out what Dissidia trophies there are.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll be back. Okay, so it turns out Dissidia does have trophies.
I was wrong, my friend was wrong.
Yeah, I don't know, that's weird considering he's the only one who's played it.
Yeah.
They're not.
I know.
I don't quite understand how they missed those.
I did fact check myself as well, and like he did say there were no trophies.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Strange. I don't know. Yeah, so that's cool. So we're going to go on to some news now. We're probably not going to spend too much time on any of them, really. Actually, there might be 2 of them. I've got like some side information about some of them, but let's just go through these real quick. The past couple of weeks stuff has happened. Actually yesterday at time of recording, Far Cry 3 is coming to PS4. It's part of the PS4 and Xbox One. Actually, it's part of the season pass for Far Cry 5, and then you can buy it afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so yeah, the Far Cry 5 DLC has been talked about now. You can fight zombies in some sort of like B-movie horror type style setting. There's one where you go back in time to Vietnam and shoot all that sort of stuff, and then there's one where you go to Mars and fight alien spiders. So at least the DLC is weird.
Okay,
they're kind of blood dragoning the DLC for it.
Okay.
And then you get like the whole game of Far Cry 3, which is
That's cool.
It's a really good Far Cry game. There was stuff about Microsoft buying companies. Did you see this?
I did.
There was like a story on Polygon talking about like Microsoft's issue with first-party games. And then, like, I mean, if you think about it, like, businesses, the business side of things, they're always talking to each other about, like, what if we buy you and what if we buy you and stuff. But, like, the bits that came out is, like, what if Microsoft were looking to purchase EA, and, like, it doesn't make any sense like that. Why would that even...
Well, my question is, like, as bizarre as that is, right?
Yeah. Right
now, given how bad EA... their last year, I'm sorry, it was terrible for them. It was absolute garbage to them. And then, publicity-wise as well, was not great. They got destroyed in the media constantly.
Yeah, it's such a weird time for EA, like... Or for Microsoft to buy EA. Like, why would they do it now, if at all?
It's insane.
But, like, the whole... Like, there's no way EA would not want their, like, sports games on PS4, because...
Oh, God,
that's where they sell the most.
Yeah.
And, like, things like... Would Mass Effect be exclusive on the next Xbox? The Dragon Age? Like, what would happen with, like, all Anthem and stuff like that? Or would they go the Minecraft route, where they own Minecraft, but it's still... out on everything. You can be Master Chief on the Switch now.
Yeah, that
Nintendo
happened.
posted a tweet that said characters from Gears of War, Halo, and bloody Banjo-Kazooie are like on Switch, and they posted a picture of Master Chief, and it was super weird. But yeah, Valve was another company that like they were talked about like purchasing, and like would that mean they get like a majority of that PC gaming space now if they like what would... I don't know. It's like, it's all talk. Like, there's nothing that's going to happen.
It's
like,
weird talk, though.
It's super strange, yeah. So, we talked about Nintendo Labo coming out on 420.
Yes.
Become the giant robot and stuff. But you can also be the actual God of War on 420 when God of War launches on April 20th.
There's...
that's cool. There's like a expensive collector's edition with the statue and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah.
That game looks really good. As opposed to Yakuza 6 getting delayed.
Oh,
I mean, Yakuza 6 looks good, probably. I haven't watched it because we haven't played any of those yet. That's been pushed back a little bit. It was supposed to come out like the end of March. Now it's coming out actually 3 days before God of War, so both of them are giant PS4 exclusives, and that's probably going to be bad for Yakuza now.
Yeah, maybe.
It's super niche, but like... That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Also, their delay was like someone wrote a notice on an iPhone and then screenshotted it and then put it online, and you could tell it was from an iPhone because it had like underlines on the dates, and like it had like the date at the top of it.
Oh.
And then they deleted that tweet and then reposted it in like what looks like Notepad or something as well. I don't know, this is super dumb. But yeah, so that's got delayed. That sucks. King of Kong. You know what that is?
King of Kong.
With the Donkey Kong leaderboard.
Oh.
Billy Mitchell had like the top score on it for ages.
Oh, go on. I think I heard about this, but go on.
So that might be fake. It was run on like emulated software, not like actual Donkey Kong hardware, which is what like the records are supposed to be on. So his like over 1 million score on it may not be legit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think they've taken that off of the actual website and put everyone else up a slot now, so now somebody else has the top score.
Wow.
There was like this real deep investigation on like this forum of like how it actually looks and like what it looks in all the archive footage of like his record back in 2010 or whatever it was.
Jesus.
So yeah, that kind of sucks. And then there are two more pieces. I've got Dragon Ball being data mined on the PC, so it shows like what DLC characters are, because that happens in every fighting game.
Okay.
So DLC characters such as, this is like spoilers for Dragon Ball, I guess, if you're waiting for characters, but they always announce that shit beforehand, so like whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
Broly
Okay, yeah.
Bardock.
Okay.
Zamasu.
Okay.
And then it has brackets with fused, ?
Okay.
Whatever that means. Vegito.
Okay.
Blue ? Does this mean anything to you so far?
Yeah.
Cooler.
Okay.
Android 17, brackets Ranger.
Oh, okay, cool. I want them to do that.
Base Goku and Base Vegeta.
Okay, so I won't talk too much about it because obviously a lot of these you'll get to it when you see.
Alright.
But the one I want to talk about is Base Goku and Base Vegeta.
Okay, what how are they different from
right.
other stuff?
So
without going too in depth.
I follow a lot of people who are part of the FGC on Twitter, which is the fighting game community.
Okay, yeah.
And from what I've grasped on Twitter, a lot of people don't want Goku and Vegeta as base because they don't want clones.
Okay.
Now, I find that really weird because, I mean, alright, there are technically 3 Gokus, I guess, in the game already, but one isn't really Goku, it's a different character.
Okay.
It's just under the name of Goku. I don't know. I'm okay with clone characters as long as they're done well. It's like as long as they're different enough. It's
like Captain Falcon and Ganondorf.
Yeah, or even
like they're kind of the same thing, but slightly different.
Or even like Marth, Roy, Ike, Lucina.
Ike I think is way different.
Yeah, Ike is way different. Roy is, I think, as well, different enough.
Yeah, Marth and Lucina are pretty similar.
Yeah, they are like almost an exact clone, but it's like the way they play is different enough.
Oh, it's another dude with a sword.
Okay, yeah. But that list of characters seem real cool. I'd be excited for that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so like there were threads talking about a lot of stuff to do with this, as well as like I think some avatars that got leaked as well. But
okay,
I don't know. That's cool. Wait for official announcements of that and hopefully some badass looking trailers.
Yeah.
And then the PS4 beta of the next firmware 5.50 has been rolling out in some territories, and there are some neat things that you can do in it, and some things that you still can't change your PSN name.
Okay.
Is a point that somebody put out, but hopefully by the time the next PSX comes around, we shouldn't have it. Is what Sean Layden said.
Right.
Remember
okay.
a PSX. Yeah. So that might be kind of cool. So you can delete all notifications now. Before you could, and then they changed it so you couldn't, and now hopefully you can again.
Okay, well, that's good.
Because there's some stuff on there that's just sit there forever and ever, and you can't get rid of it. And I really like having a nice clean list.
Okay.
You can turn notifications on when friends become available. By just hitting triangle on the friends screen, rather than having to go into like the notifications settings and selecting which friend. So you can just do it like quickly like that. That's cool. You can hide bought games from the library, which is my favourite addition since like moving the clock. It's man, I've had that Destiny Alpha sitting on my PS4 since like before it like was it July 2014.
Okay.
And it's just been sitting there in my library since then, and all demos you do, all the betas you do.
I can finally hide Dead or Alive Extreme. No one will know.
Well, yeah, but you don't want to hide that, do you?
That's true.
Yeah.
You want to like.
You've got it on disc.
We need a way to like highlight it instead.
Yeah, so always have it at the. I mean, you just play it all the time. But yeah, so you can hide stuff. I don't know whether it's hide things that are downloaded. I think.
Yeah,
like, yeah. You know, and you want that on your PS4 at all times.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and also they split that into a like purchased and PS Plus libraries.
That's neat.
Now, so now you can see all the stuff that you've got for free in one section, and then ones that you actually bought where you'll have like none.
Yeah.
In another one. As well as like system-wide super sampling, so has been added, so you can have it on like. If you've got a 1080p TV and you have a PS4 Pro hooked up to it, you could be playing like Final Fantasy 15, and then it'll like run it in 4K, and then it'll downscale it to 1080p, but like it'll have higher res textures, and it'll look better.
That's just a nice update.
Yeah. I don't know whether it's like boost mode, where it's like super hit and miss on certain things.
Right.
But games that don't have like a PS4 Pro mode, like if they haven't been updated, like Bloodborne, won't take advantage of this because it can't upscale anything higher than 1080 anyway.
Okay.
So it wouldn't affect it, but like boost modes would affect that, 'cause
right.
it can still run, it can load it faster and whatever, but better performance. But this is purely for like visual stuff. So like, if you got a PS4 Pro and not a 4K TV, then you should benefit from it. Yeah. Do you want to take another break and then go on to wrap things up, or let's go straight into it?
we can go straight into it.
Okay, so I bought this thing before Christmas from, I think it was Sainsbury's. There was like so there's 50 quiz cards in this little gaming quiz box thing, and I can never figure out what to do with it. So I've split the deck into two. But Darren and I have 25 cards each.
Yes, we do.
And I think once a week we're gonna go and
once every 2 weeks.
Once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Once every podcast, we're gonna go through and we're gonna question each other, or read one of these cards to the other person, and then try and keep score. So it'll be whoever gets the most out of 25, I suppose.
Yep.
So who wants to go first? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Right.
So we can either go from top, or we can. Some of these may be super easy.
Or super hard.
Yeah.
Alright, I tell you what, I'll cut the deck in half, wherever card's on top then. We'll go from there. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to cut it from here. I'm going to go there. I'm going to read this one out to Darrian. Shit. So the thing is I counted 25 and then put them down, and then gave one pile to you, and then kept one pile for myself. Now I don't know whether your ones are going to be easier or harder, because every one that I've read so far is super easy.
Oh well, you'll be surprised.
Alright, it could change like per episode. So I'm this is your one.
Alright.
Yeah. Do you want to go first?
Okay, yeah,
go
sure.
on.
Alright. Which best-selling puzzle game requires the neat arrangement of tetronymos, geometric shapes made up of 4 blocks?
Is it Tetris?
Oh, hey, what do you know?
Okay, man.
Good job.
I hope these do get harder. Alright, there's a point for me. That's it. Your turn.
Oh no.
Go cover the back. If I say the first word, I wonder if you'll know. Ryu.
Okay.
And Ken.
Oh, okay.
Featured
in
which iconic martial arts game franchise first launched in 1987?
Okay, well, Street Fighter. Cool.
You got it right.
Boom.
Correct.
That's another point.
1-all.
See, you said Ryu and it could have been Shenmue, and I wouldn't have.
Ryo. RYO.
Oh, okay. Hey, I've not played Shenmue, so I'll get there.
Yes, you have.
Well, I played like 10 minutes.
You played like an hour. We need to get back.
Yeah.
Back on that.
I spent most of the time opening drawers badly.
I mean, well, it took your time, but you do need to open those drawers. I suppose one thing I did purchase was another Dreamcast and a PS2.
Yeah, that's true.
As well as a video cable for a Wii. We've been trying to get like proper hardware of things so we can play a bunch of older games.
Yes.
And I think I've got everything connected up, so it's like all of them have composite cables, the white, red and yellow cables, and I've got them plugged into a 3-way switch, which then goes out to a composite to HDMI box, which goes into an HDMI switch, which goes into the TV.
Setups are neat.
There are cables everywhere.
Yeah.
But that goes into our capture box fine. And it picks it up rather nicely, so we'll get on top of like recording some of that stuff soon, I think, as well as some multiplayer things. I think we're gonna crack on with. Here's a spoiler: Choo Choo Rocket.
Yeah.
Will be coming at some point. We've got enough Dreamcast controllers, so we'll get on with that. So we're looking into playing a bunch of older stuff, as opposed to like the sort of newer things that we've been playing. Well, newer, like PS2.
Having the means to record the older stuff can be quite difficult, so it's nice that we're getting there.
Yeah, but like the Wii is my GameCube, the Wii U is my Wii.
Yeah, like, the Switch is soon to be our Wii U.
And hopefully GameCube, if they ever fucking brought out the bloody Virtual Console.
Damn VC.
Yeah. Nintendo announced their like plans for the online infrastructure. That's coming out in September.
Yeah.
And Mario Kart Mobile is coming out at some point.
And a movie.
And
has been officially announced.
Mario movie from the makers of the Minion stuff.
Yeah, so
that's cool.
Nintendo still going strong.
But yeah, so what's coming up on the channel like this week then on the YouTubes?
This coming week will be another episode of Evil Within 2.
Okay. Is Hitman going up this?
Hitman, yeah. You will see both Sam and my run
of Elusive Target number 2/3.
Well, Elusive Target 3, but episode 2.
Yeah, heads up, we missed the second Elusive Target.
Yes.
So yeah, that's kind of it. We sort of address it in every single episode because we get confused every time when numbering them.
So you guys will look forward to that. I go a bit kill heavy. I think is. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Okay.
And also episode 3 of Sonic Team.
Yes. 3?
3.
There's only 1 up.
As of recording, 2 is going up today.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Timing is hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
Okay.
When you future-proof things, it's hard. But yeah, later in the week, episode 3 of Sonic Team will be up.
Great. Okay, so thanks everyone for listening. I am Axlums on Twitter if you want to get at me.
I am Xandiarr XDR.
Yeah, we're tweeting out things sort of on the fly, just whenever. You can get access to all of the YouTube videos by going to the Twitter, and there'll be a link. There's a link on there.
Yeah.
Sort of every couple of tweets. It's really annoying not having the / the name at the moment. Is it? I don't think that's set up. Is it on YouTube?
No, it's not, unfortunately.
Which is a real bummer because it's super easy to say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to leave a comment on like this video, which is, I suppose is going up on YouTube, it's also going up on SoundCloud as well. That's cool.
Yeah.
Just like get in contact with us any way you want to. Just let us know what you would like to hear on or like about the show or anything like that, and we'll see what we can do in the future. And we've got some exciting stuff in the works for things that are going up, sort of like not features but sort of one-off type things. And some new series that are kind of going up all the time, and Darrian streaming every now and then too. So yeah, thanks everyone for listening, and we'll be back in 2 weeks.
See you then.